Hey there, also, I think my cat got a fright. So tonight I don't need that. I actually went out and got my haircut finally. First off, before I even start this one, I have to say this right away. Happy birthday to my better half and amazing person in. So please comment happy birthday in the comment section down below. It'd be much appreciated. So yeah, it's September 25th and it's her birthday today. We just watched No Mercy, the WWE pay-per-view, after doing like a binge watch of like a whole bunch of Murder She Wrote this weekend. I kind of wish I kept watching Murder She Wrote because I'm gonna be honest with you, it was a really bad show. I mean, like, it was a really bad show. The Miz Jason Jordan match was pretty good, but I wasn't really invested because I'm not that big into Jason Jordan. The rest of it was really not the greatest. Those last two matches were horrifyingly bad. Anyway, tonight we're talking about the Arrow announcements, some other stuff, some other pretty cool stuff that's coming out. I'm going to do a little review thing for you. And we'll do some gaming chat. And anyway, there's lots and lots of stuff to talk about. Let's not wait any longer. Well, just wait one more second because I kind of need something to drink. I'll be right back. Hey there, so I'm back and we're going to talk the Arrow announcements. So I've just been talking for the last 10 minutes or so about the Arrow announcements. And guess what I realized? I didn't turn on the camera. Yeah. I'm not joking. I didn't turn on the camera. I felt really good about what I said. Hopefully it'll come across well here. So anyway, Arrow did their announcements for Friday. They're the December announcements. They did put out a statement before they announced everything saying that December is normally a slow month for them. So they just have a few announcements. Most of the stuff that you're going to see is stuff that was already released. If you're in North America, then it's going to be very disappointing for a lot of people. So first off, this is the announcements right here. So you can just take a look. As you can see, they're putting out all 4 House movies singular. Originally, there's like a box set that came out, a North American release for the first 2, and a UK release for all 4 of them. Now, as far as I know, the first 2 set, I think that's still available, but the 4-pack with all 4 of them from the UK, that's long gone. So this is your only way to get all 4 of them. More than likely, I'll wait for like a sale time to come up, and I'll grab part 4, and I'll probably grab the box set for 1 and 2 down the road. I got part 3. See, I can't justify 3. I've got it, and I got a good edition of it. It's a collector's edition. It's from Scream Factory. It's a nice one. I don't know what Arrow's got put into theirs. It could be a lot of more stuff. See, certain movies I will grab over and over again. Black Christmas, I got a bunch of copies of. I've got a lot of copies to carry. Prom Night I got a few times too, and that's not even one of my favorite movies, but it's Exploitation. I collect Exploitation. But nah, horror show. Sorry, just listen to the cat. Is good enough for me. Now they put out Melissa's Carnival of Blood, Premonition, and The Witch Came from the Sea. It came in from the sea. Whatever, on their own. Now, the American Horror Project, I think it's called, was a box set that came out with those 3 films and like a booklet. It's really nice, and the fact is, I wanted that to be sold as a set. I know they're going to break them up. There's some people that are only going to buy one of them, or going to buy 1 or 2 of them. And I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. And I'll tell you why. Because that was a really good set, and that set, even if you don't like everything in that set actually can be the precursor for Volume 2, which they say they're still doing, and so on. But if people just wait after the set comes out and don't buy the set and just cherry pick, oh, I'll get this one and I'll leave the other 2, then we're going to stop seeing sets like this. And by stop seeing sets like this, we're also probably going to stop seeing them like go into some of these, insert certain films of these. So let's just say Premonition is your favorite out of those 3 movies, and you just get Premonition. Now, there may be 8 other people out of the 10. You could be the one person like Premonition, right? Who like The Witch Who Came from the Sea. So Eros, rather than put out the sets, which gives, a diverse, different people that like different movies. Okay, I like this one, I like this one, I like this one. They're going to get it. If they're putting them at one at a, like as singular ones, they're going to say, well, the Premonition one didn't do that well last time. Let's skip on the Premonition style ones and just put out the only The Witch That Came from the Sea ones, stuff like that. That's just that kind of bothers me. So that being said, if you have the if you really want them, I'd recommend set. If you can't afford a set though and you just want to get one of them, of course, just grab the one you want. But still, I do recommend a set, because buying that set gets other sets forward, and then there may be one that you're really sure on the set and 2 that you don't know. That next set, volume 2, might be 3 solid ones that you really, really want. I'm all for the sets. And of course, last but not least is Carrie. Now, I've got 3 versions of Carrie, so I really don't need another edition of Carrie. It is great that my UK brethren are getting Carrie, though, because they deserve a damn good release of that. Lord knows they put out a lot of really good releases that we don't get, though. But thanks to the magic of being region-free, I actually am able to watch movies from the UK and from other places. Now, it's a great looking set. I mean, like, just look at it here. I'll see if I can show you guys here. So you got like a poster. I'm sure that's double-sided. You're going to get a booklet there, a big booklet, probably about 60 pages or so, maybe 80. There's a bunch of like postcards there, and there's the Blu-ray, and of course the movie itself. So I would say this is going to be kind of like a bird with crystal plumage type of box set is what you're going to see here with the hard box. It's going to look gorgeous. I already have it, so I really don't need it. If it was on sale, like for a really, really good price, and I had everything else that I wanted, and I had some extra bucks to put in, I'd probably grab it for that, because I like the limited editions. But anybody, definitely if you live in the UK and you don't have Carrie, this is a great release. Fantastic time to get it. And there you go. That's the December release. So let me know what you think of the December era releases. Are there any you're going to grab? Are you going to kind of pass on these? For some people, they're like, okay, I'm glad Arrow has a lighter December release, because it lets me breathe a bit. There's been a lot of releases coming out. Usually around like October, you're going to see a lot of stuff come out, like going right into November. There's a lot of big releases, a lot of like different things that people want. Like the Vestrons come out. There's like a Kino, like it's been knocking out of the park with Rawhead Rex, stuff like that coming out. Sony's putting out 976 Evil. Arrow's putting out the George Romero set. There's just Indicator's got the Hammer set coming out. There's a ton of stuff. So there's got to be like what we call a break time or breather time, and that's this time. So that's good. So we had a little bit of a breather, especially because late November, if you live in, especially if you live in North America, is Black Friday time, and that means that a lot of these places, like Arrow will probably, Vinegar Syndrome will, they already announced their sale, and some of the other ones are going to have like sales, like kind of Black Friday sales. So if you've got a movie fan in your house, more than likely, if you're watching this, you're a movie fan. But if you have another movie fan in your house, so like Nicole and Kyle, for instance, that's a good time to get each of your other like a surprise like Christmas present, and hopefully without the other person knowing about it, because there's a lot of cool releases. I know you guys went region free recently that are going to be coming out around that time, and there's Vinegar Syndrome as well. And I gotta give props to the Vinegar Syndrome guys. Anyway, that's not the only release. One I was going to mention before is a Warner Archives one. Now, this was mentioned on my in the comment section. And what's the movie? It's a favorite of mine, and I kind of like jumped for joy, and then pause for a second, and I'll tell you why. So, one of my favorite all-time slasher films, bar none, is this one here, Night School. And love this movie. Night School, Leonard Mann, Rachel Ward. And again, I have to tell you this. So, Night School stars Rachel Ward. You may also know her from Against All Odds with Jeff Bridges, a kind of 80s noir film. Again, it stars Rachel Ward. I had a huge crush on Rachel Ward when I was young, just to let you know. And it has this. So this is what the killer in Night School looks like. If you're a Giallo fan, for instance, you'll probably recognize this type of look from like movies like Strip Nude for your killer, because it has a very, very similar look to it. Well, I love the knife. Really cool movie. There's a scene on one of those like kids, those kind of things that go around. Oh, God, I used to see them when I was a kid. I used to play on them, where you were a bunch of kids can get on those like the roundabout things. You know what I'm talking about. I hope. And there's a really cool scene on that. So basically, it's kind of one of the slashers, 80s murder mystery types. I'm a really big fan of the murder mystery stuff when it comes to like the slasher films. And again, it stars Rachel Ward. Had to get that in there. But look at this. Night School. So it's coming out by Warner Archives. Now, this was the thing I was excited about it. And I was saying, well, please, you know, this is Warner Archives. I've only got one Warner Archives in my collection. If anybody wants to send Warner Archives to a guy that's severely lacking in them, please send it this. Please send it to the Movie Prof. It'll be greatly appreciated. So anyway, I got The Hunger. The Hunger's got a commentary. Excellent. This has a theatrical trailer. That's it. This is one of my favorite slashers. This is one I've been waiting. Like a lot of people were waiting for The Burning. I was waiting for The Burning, and then The Burning came out on the Scream Factory and Arrow. And it's like all kinds of features and all kinds of cool stuff. It's The Burning, and everybody gets excited, and yay! Now comes time for one of my favorite slashers to come out, and not only is this like an amazing, very cool slasher with a really cool villain, but also stars Rachel Ward, and a theatrical trailer. So I want to be excited that Night School is coming out on Blu-ray. I really do. I want to be excited, but I really wish it was coming out from another company that's going to put more into it. So here's hoping that Arrow down the road, please, you put out Night School. You got Initiation, which is another one of my favorite slasher films. Thank you, Arrow, for doing that. You got Initiation. So let's talk. So Arrow. Anybody that watches this and wants to send us to Arrow, feel free to do so. Hey, you guys put out some really awesome stuff. I've got a huge collection. Everything from Kozlowski to your old Russ Meyer stuff. With No Eye, the big one. I'm a really big slasher fan. And I do buy a lot of your stuff, a lot of your slasher stuff, your lot of Giallo stuff. From Arrow to Arrow Academy to Arrow, Arrow World. I buy all that stuff. But what I really, really want, dear Santa Arrow, I really want to see Night School on Blu-ray with a good edition. Now, Warner has put it on Blu-ray here in North America. So that would have to be a UK only release. But I'm region free and I will definitely buy it. And just so you know, it stars Rachel Ward. Come on, Arrow. Come on. Can you say no to those eyes? Let's hope not. Anyway, so Arrow's announcements are out. The Warner Archives announcements are out. My drink is done, and I'll be right back. Hey there, and I'm back. So one thing I got asked recently is like, how do I sleep when I drink so much tea and caffeine and stuff like that? So we're gonna like lift the curtain a bit here. So when I'm going to bed, like tea doesn't stop me from sleeping, that type of thing. But I don't have tea right before bed, actually. Right before bed, if I'm actually going to sleep, what I have is this here. This is hot chocolate. So this is actually my hot chocolate mug. I've got like 4 of these that I use for specifically for hot chocolate. And this one here is an Irish cream hot chocolate. Very smooth. I really like it. So I usually go between like an Irish cream or like a mint or just a creamy original hot chocolate. And sometimes I go for a cocoa. So that's usually what I have right before I go to bed. So although it's always time for tea when it's nighttime and I just want to sit back and relax and chill a bit before I rest, and I usually read and I'll watch something before I go to sleep. I'll grab a hot chocolate just to get my inner child back type of thing. So let's talk about some Switch stuff before we go back into the movie stuff. There's more movie stuff coming. There's even review stuff coming, so keep waiting. Keep watching. All right, so there's been announcements. First off, NBA 2KD looks amazing. Everything I've seen of it, it's the full thing. Damn. I'm really excited about that. So, yeah. You guys know I'm grabbing that. Not right now. Right now I'm getting a lot more... I'm going to get some games down the road. Probably like so for Christmas I'll probably get a game. I really want to get a couple of Switch games probably around Christmas time. Something like NBA, maybe Mario, FIFA, that type of thing. Now they showed like actual... First they dropped the news that Doom is going to be hitting at 720p. And some people that probably, well, don't have the Switch, were like, well, 720p, I don't know if I can play a game at that rate. If it's not 1080p, I'm just not there. I'm just not going to play. Well, it's not at 60 frames per second. It's running at 30. My PS4, Xbox One / whatever PC can run this at a much better. Yeah, okay, that's fantastic. Now you take that your master race PC or your PS4 or your Xbox One. You take the system and you take your TV and start do up a little thing so you can carry it around with a huge ass extension cord, so you can play it anywhere. Because yeah, I went there. Dudes, I got a PS4, but playing things on the Switch and being able to be on the go, being able to just take it up and move and stuff like that, go with my friends and be like, I could bust out a game of like NBA at outside Valley Village. Fantastic. I really like that. So anyway, so the Doom said 720p with 30 FPS. So 30 frames per second. But it's a stable 30. It's a dedicated 30. So basically, there's no droppage. You can have a 60. You can have something run at 60 frames, and depending on like different factors, you can have frame rates drop that. But this is kind of a stable. So you shouldn't by any means have any type of frame rate dropping issue. So you're going to have a stable. So it's going to be a really good looking picture. They showed actual footage of it. Like different, one place showed like 6 minutes of it, another place showed 11 minutes of it, and it shut up the critics, that's for sure, because it looked really freaking good. And even me, and I'm not like I used to play like the original Doom back in the day. I think I played Doom 64, but I'm not an online gamer, so I like to play with like online you play with people too, but I mean I like to play with people in my house type thing. And that's basically not because I shun or I got anything against her. Turn my nose up on that online gaming thing. No, I just have crappy internet. So it's not going to work for me. Obviously, if I'm not making my videos at home, if I'm making videos at home and, and kind of sourcing those out farther before they come out, which means they're going to get it a little bit later, obviously online internet, basically is not one of the big things for me either. So again, that's why the Switch works for me. Also, I don't play a lot of online games. Usually if I'm playing a game and there's like a bunch of people playing it, they're in my house. Around here though, I'm new. I don't know anybody, really. I know my better half, my kids, a couple of my cousin, who hopefully will come up sometime soon. Because when he was here, I used to play a lot more Zelda than I do right now. Like I'm playing a lot more retro games. I'm playing NES every night, and every night. I mean, I'm on the Retron every night. And usually a couple times a night, and it's just, I can be watching a movie, I can be watching TV, and I'm just playing Mario at the same time. It just feels so good. It makes me feel so relaxed, and retro gaming has become like a huge part of my day and of my life. I love like getting older games. The NES. I love to get some older systems as well. I love to have a Super NES. I love that the GameCube. I'm very Nintendo. I like to have a PS2 as well, and just like get some of the older systems for it. It's been a joy because I'm in an area where there's not a lot of really good internet. So for me, a lot of times when just when I'm maxed out on movies, or where I need a breather, or I just need to be like just chilling after like doing a bunch of work around the house and stuff, and I just want to like put on a movie and but still want to keep hyper, to keep active. The gaming has been a lifesaver for me. It's been a lifesaver, and not the easiest to find games around here. We don't have EB Games or anything around here, by the way. I got to drive 4 hours for EB Games. So when I find stuff at like flea markets, or if I can find in yard sales type of thing, then I grab the retro games when I can. Systems are a little bit harder to find here. Back where I lived in St. John's, there's actually a retro gaming store, Game Exchange, that had a lot of older systems. Unfortunately, I'm not there right now. Well, not unfortunately, actually, because I really do like the area I'm in. I mean, I love living in the country. It's gorgeous. I've been able to like just kind of chill a bit and kind of relax. I'm going to smooth this a bit here because I feel like I'm off center, and you guys are going to be like, whoa. And if anybody wants to, feel free to send me any type of retro console at all, please feel free to do so. The movie/game prof will be very appreciative of that. Hey, how you doing? Yes. She's kind of asleep, isn't she? Yeah, I know she is, because you're out here. That's my cat, Scaredy, down there. He usually comes a little bit later in the night. So, let's talk about it. Anyway, so I don't have really good internet here. So I haven't been able to comment on my on any comments that were made recently. Though I did, when I was out, download, like, paste off some of the comments that I got. And I want to respond to a couple of them. And I'll respond like with comments later on when I'm back on the internet again. So actually the internet's out for a few days here. It's going to be gone until we get back from Otto, actually. So Leroy actually made a comment here saying that the 80s was kind of his decade. And I feel you, dude. The 80s is my decade when it comes to cinema as well. I just really love a lot of the movies there, and I find there's such... It's not just blockbusters, but that doesn't hurt. There's so many cool like movies like Canon and all the stuff that were coming out at the time. Just great fun stuff, slasher films. Yeah, I do recommend 52 pick up. The Arrow edition is probably better than the Kino edition. Like either one is great, but the Kino one is bare bones. So the Arrow one at least has some features on it. Like for instance, the movie 52 pick up with Roy Schreider had a bunch of like actually porn actors doing like a small role. They weren't like doing porn roles. They were doing like kind of like background roles and stuff like that in the film. So if you watch the movie and you're not familiar with 70s or 80s like pornography, like I grew up in that time, so obviously I am, then it's kind of neat. There's actually a little feature on the Arrow version that will actually tell you, look, okay, so this actor was in this, and this guy was acting in adult films, and this girl acting in adult films, and they're there in the background scene there. Yes, cool little featurette. I don't have the Arrow edition yet, but I heard about that, and I'm really excited. So No Retreat, No Surrender. Oh, so it is Lauren Avenden. So good. Thank God I got that one right. I was a big fan of his, and mostly from the one you mentioned here, King of the Kickboxers. That was one that I saw. There was a store that I used to go to, a VHS store, and on the end cap where they had a lot of the movies, they'd have like kind of the newer ones over to the left hand side, my left hand side, and I was more new around there, but they'd come when as you got closer, like to the right hand side of the store, because it would go all across, right? There'd be a bunch of action movies and King of Kickboxers, and I think Ring of Fire, and a couple others would always be on that on the front end cap, because those movies they rented like crazy. And across the other side was a bunch of Super Nintendo and some Genesis stuff, because they rented games as well. But I always remember going in that store and always seeing King of Kickboxers on the card, because there'd be a card behind it, like a kind of a blue card they'd put there. And you wouldn't take the box up to the counter, you'd take the card up to the counter. The card was always out. But I did manage to get it. And I do like the action movies and the ninja movies and stuff like that. So anytime I can find stuff like that, I definitely grab it up right away. That's why I get stuff like, I'll show you. Like I've shown you before. Stuff like, I still collect VHS and stuff, so I can get movies like No Retreat, No Surrender, Blood Brothers. And this one actually starred Lauren Avedon. So there you go. Epic Collection by Thomas. Thank you. Actually, it took me a long time to get that, so I really appreciate that. So, Aldruga 47 said that he thinks that the 70s are the best decade for films, which actually he says but he thinks that the greatest TV decade in history is right now. I can kind of dig that. I can see what you mean there. There's a lot of great TV, especially for horror. I'm actually going to review something in a minute that's TV horror, and I don't normally review like a lot of TV shows, but this one I think deserves a little bit of credit. So I'll get to that in a second. He asked me, what do I think of Black Sunday by Mayor Bava? You recently blind about that. Good job. Mayor Bava I really love. And he does these amazing visual movies. Black Sunday is a fantastic film. Black Sabbath too, if you haven't seen that one, here, if you haven't got it, I do recommend it. Black Sunday has the amazing, Barbara Steele. You can't go wrong with Bava. Like even like the worst Bava is still better than some of like the best of certain people, and in my opinion anyway. And he has done some pretty cheesy stuff, but you can't go wrong with Black Sunday. It's a fantastic release. The recent Scream Factory releases, I haven't got a lot of the recent ones. Now, I'm very excited about Silent Night, Deadly Night. So if you guys haven't seen that, I don't think I'm mentioning it. I'm a huge like holiday horror fan. So Silent Night, Deadly Night is a movie that I got the original like Anchor Bay DVD of it, and then I got the double feature that came out like about a year or two later, a few years later actually, and that I had part 1 and part 2. I'm a huge fan of part 2 as well, which is a really fun cheesy film. Garbage Day, and I can't do it like him, so I can't even try. I'm really excited to see that come out. That's the one I like out of all the Scream Factory releases right now. Even though I own the movie twice, I'll definitely buy that one again. Did I get the NECA one? I didn't. I couldn't afford it. It was like $60 something, and it came around a time where like I definitely couldn't do it. I'm traveling to Ottawa on Tuesday, and we're gone there for a week. I'm trying to cut costs to have like extra spending money up there as well. So that's the one I'll buy, the regular edition of, the regular collector's edition of, just the one without the figure. But out of all the Scream Factories that have been announced in the last so well, Silent Night, Deadly Night is the one that excites me the most. And that being said, I don't remember some of the other ones. So, but obviously, Silent Night, Deadly Night excites me the most. I'm remembering, I'm mentioning it. Now, Stone Cold Dead is coming out from Kino actually early October. I used to like that movie a lot, actually. It's a really cool film, and if I'm right, now you might want to look into this. When it came out before, like the opening, the first murder was not there, the Linnea Quigley one. She's in it. She actually has a part in it. Obviously, it's a small part, but it's it's important. It's the first murder. But from what I've heard, the Linnea Quigley scene is going to be in this new release of by Kino. Now, don't quote me on that, but for everything I've heard so far is that the Linnea Quigley scene that was missing in previous Stone Cold Dead releases, that's going to be there. I'll check it out. Maybe check them on the sites just to make sure. But if it is, I mean, that's a definite buy for me. I'm a huge Linnea Quigley fan. I like that movie. It's a just fun little film, and more Kinos in my. I have so many Kinos right now from last sale. Tim Michigan Movie Hunter. Movie Hunter. I like that. Great video. Thank you so much. That was my massive keynote one. Mark Stewart is also a very cool guy. He's the only person to comment on my Vinegar Syndrome one, and I really, really, truly appreciate that. Mark said so here we go. He's actually, now this is where it comes in. Like I'm talking to you guys about the Arrow releases. This was obviously done after the Arrow releases were announced. So he's pre-ordered Carrie. So he's in the UK. Obviously he's going on a really cool edition of Carrie. He found out that that UK is also getting, they're getting a Black Christmas Blu-ray release. Now I do not have the Scream Factory Black Christmas yet, which is really a shame because I'm a huge Black Christmas fan. I got the Canadian release. I got a nerdy release, one on Blu-ray, one on DVD. I'll definitely get the Scream Factory one, and if there's even more features on the UK one, I will get that as well. But if anybody wants to send me Black Christmas, feel free to do so. I don't ask. I gotta just keep doing that, like panhandling type of thing. Carnival Blood Arrow looks good. Looks like something you might buy. It is kind of a fun film. You like the reviews, and you saw I Drink Your Blood. It's really quite good. You're right. Actually, it is a really fun film. I Drink Your Blood was a black. It was much better than I remembered it being, which is always a pleasant surprise. Jared Cook said The Thief of Baghdad is your favorite film of the guys that did Black Narcissus. Thief of Baghdad is incredible. So I know you're talking about Powell, right? Yeah. Okay. Cool. James Hayes, I like some podcast, and another one that came in after the announcement said I was worried about Arrow being announced. He's not going to be picking up anything for December, but it saves him a bit of money. That's always a good thing. Cupid said Warner Archives releasing Night School on Blu-ray. Cupid, actually, yeah, I was actually had that in a early draft of one of my videos before, and your message here actually made me remember it, and that's how it got into this video. So thank you very much for that. Drax, I always like Drax here. He had one basketball game on the SNES, NBA. Oh man, NBA Jam was definitely my jam. I really liked NBA Jam. Said fun game though, not really into the real sport, but he liked the entertainment game part of it. So you played NHL 93, 99, good years for NHL actually. Not a big hockey fan though. Actually, no, I don't watch hockey as much as like I did before. I'm Canadian, so obviously when I was younger, hockey was a huge deal for me. Gretzky and Lemieux, the dream team, man. Said I'm sure FIFA on Switch will have better gameplay than on Xbox and PS4 because it's an exclusive version. I'm really looking forward to that actually. I'm sure there'll be great versions on across the board, but just personally, I have a prevalence to go for the Switch version. And it's not like I don't have other systems. I have the PS4, but right now it's a Blu-ray player for me. I wish I had an Xbox One though, because then it would be like it's not because I don't like the PS4, but just because the Xbox One S is like a 4K Blu-ray player. So I would definitely, if we had like a 4K TV, I would trade in my PS4 in a second for like a 4K Blu-ray player, like the Xbox One S or something like that. Darren Hartley, hello Aaron, love your channel and reviews. Keep up the good greetings from the UK. Thank you so much. And I find that I get a lot of viewers from the UK, probably because I do talk a lot about Arrow and 88 Films and Shameless and companies like that. So congratulations, greetings from Canada, Darren, and thank you so much for watching. Thank you for commenting. I love when people comment on my stuff. And here's Chris from Germany. Great start to the weekend with a new episode of your podcast. I really appreciate that, actually. So Discovery. I didn't watch Discovery, actually. I missed it. I was watching a pay-per-view. I really wish I had watched Discovery because the pay-per-view was really, really bad. It was really, really bad. So you're getting this SNES Mini. See, it was coming around the time that I'm traveling. So my hands were tied on like getting stuff right now. Like the earliest thing I got coming, I think now, are just the like Rawhead Rex. I might be grabbing like a 976 Evil, but I might grab that one in the store. I'm sure that's gonna be easy to find. So basically, let's see what we got here. Deep passion for movies. Oh, thank you so much. I love my films. I grew up with the stuff. I gotta thank my mom and my dad for stuff like that because they're really into that stuff. When I was younger, like my uncle and my grandfather were really into like the wrestling and the boxing and that. So actually, I got to watch. I get to see. I grew up around people that were very passionate about things. In my family, there was no like halfway or like meh type of thing to it. They were not like those cool kids in the weekenders who just kind of like sit back and just like, oh, I'm sure that's kind of cool, or that's fine. No, they were pretty much saying, they were all in. My uncle would watch it didn't matter what he was watching. He'd be watching WWF. He could be watching like WCW. He could be watching Glow Wrestling, and he'd be like, he'd be stomping his foot, and he'd be really into it. Like, oh, damn it! I mean, like, okay, how could the referee not see that? How can I like really into it and stuff? And hopefully, what I'm into, like my movies, my games, that amount of passion shows through for that because these are my, I love my movies. I love my games. I'm not gonna lie. Have a great weekend and best regards from Germany. Well, best regards from Canada. And best regards from Atlantic Canada. I hope Arrow will not disappoint with their announcements as bad as Criterion did with the December lineup. Yeah. How do you feel about that now, Chris? That the announcements are out. I found they were a bit of a disappointment, but considering it's December and I have a lot of stuff that around that time there's Christmas and the kids are coming and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm good with it not being much coming around that time period. World Press Arrow's way better. Oh, you watched my Arrow versus Scream Factory video. Thank you for that, by the way. That's an older one. And yeah, I think Arrow knocks it out of the park a lot more than Scream Factory does. Hello again. And although I responded to it before, like Hank Sampson, Joe Kraft, Joe Stradamus, Mateus, you guys are awesome. Movie Mac, thank you so much for the comments that you made. So I just wanted to catch up with some stuff right there. So let's talk. Let's talk about like what I'm going to review. I'm just going to grab some Irish cream hot chocolate because it's so damn good. I'll be right back. I got something to tell you guys because I watched something. You might want to watch it. I'll let you know. Hey there. So a while back, a movie came out, a little movie you might remember by the name of Wolf Creek, and it was pretty popular. Some people dismissed it as kind of like, and just lumped in with the rest of the torture porn genre. I disagreed, and I thought it was actually a pretty well acted movie. John Jarrett was the star of it. He did a great job playing Mac Taylor. Now, after that, they put out the second one, Wolf Creek 2, which again was really fun. Was a fun film. Was not considered as good as the first one, but still was really decent. Now, just recently, I just finished watching all 6 episodes of Wolf Creek, the TV series. Now, this takes a very different look on the world of Wolf Creek, where as before it was just it could in some ways be considered more torture pornish or just like their average slasher type of flick. But a beautifully shot one. It was the cinematography in these movies was fantastic, and I'm going to get to that actually. There's a channel in Australia called Stan, and think of it like Stars or something like that, or an HBO type of thing. So basically, you're going to get like the show that's going to come on. It's going to be like 6 episodes. Wolf Creek 6 episodes. You don't have to worry about like things being censored. If there's violence, or if there's blood, there's nudity, that type of thing. If a guy gets his throat slit, you're going to see it. In the film. So Wolf Creek came out, the TV series, and I was apprehensive. I waited a while because Wolf Creek 2 I did not find as good as the first one. Some people liked that even more. Now, basically, the story behind Wolf Creek, now this is spoiler theater, guys, so we're getting into it, is basically that this girl, she's basically she's going for the Olympics. She's in like a track and field type of thing, and she's messed up. She's gotten into some painkillers, and her parents, like her mom and dad and her younger brother, they've all gone out to Australia for a trip. She's from America, and basically kind of like to hopefully clear her head, hopefully so she can admit she's got a problem, and they can get back on like the dad's kind of like, you admit your problem, we can get back to training, we can get you into the Olympics. We can work on this. We can make this work. There's a disconnect between the dad and the daughter, which often happens, between like fathers and daughters are right around that age when the rebel age comes in. She's like, basically, she wants nothing to do with it. So first day there, they're in Australia. The son's out there, but in the water, this crocodile comes up. This croc comes up, and my God, what accent is that? That's kind of like a weird mixed accent of nothingness. So looks like he's gonna get eaten. Bam, the crocodile gets shot between the eyes, and it's Mac. And of course, they don't know who Mac Taylor is, so they just they invite him for supper. That night, he's talking to them. He's just casual the way the Mac always does it, and the daughter goes off pretty much to the trailer because she's just not into it. And while she's there, like with the headphones on, listening to her music, the family gets slaughtered by him. He takes him out pretty fast. I mean, he slits the husband's throat. He throws the knife, like, and gets the wife right between the eyes. He kills a little kid, and he comes in to get her. She runs, and he shoots her. She falls into the water, and whereas he takes the rest of the family and like kind of gets rid of them, she's in the water. So he pretty much leaves her there for the crocs type of thing. But he shot that croc, so she lives. So the rest of it, we're seeing her journey to go and find and get revenge on him. Now, when we see her first, when we meet her, she is definitely not ready for this. And this is not. There's no huge training montage that follows, which where we see her going to be kicking ass right away. No, as soon as she gets out, she goes on basically a trip to to go after him. She's going to go looking for him. She grabs the cop's file that he has on all these missing person cases that they think are about that are done by this guy Mac Taylor. Of course, she doesn't know his name. One of the cool things is that basically almost right away she goes into this place. She gets her foot hurt, and she's fixing it up. And this guy comes by and he gets pretty like he's gonna get pretty rapey with her, but she gets like saved by this tough like female trucker girl. And you're watching, you're like, how is this girl going to take on a guy that's pretty much like he's the ultimate hunter type of character, and he has like he doesn't stop. There's no like fear in Mac. How is this going to work? But we see her journey, and it's not like done over like basically every episode is named after like another place, another stop in her journey. And we see her physically change, we see her mentally change, the people that she meets along the way. It's not just her like looking for Mac. There's like all kinds of fascinating stuff that happens along the way. It's beautifully shot, by the way. It is one of the most gorgeous TV shows I've ever seen shot. We see all kinds of like stuff with her talking about just basically how she gets the gun. It's really cool. She gets arrested because she buys this truck. And somebody had his weed stored in the truck, so she gets pulled over, and they find weed in there. They put her into a jail cell, but she actually uses her track and field skills to get out of it. Then we see her actually come in contact again with the other guys that were in the lockup in the next cell beside her, and she follows these guys that are basically known criminals. That are it's a biker gang, and that's how she gets some money, and she gets a gun to go after Mac with. It's just, there's so many like little things along the way, side journeys, and just really cool, interesting characters. One episode actually deals with her going and looking for and interviewing these people that were. Here's a really spoiler one, so just let you know right away. Whose daughter disappeared, so she interviews some people, and she quickly finds out that this one wasn't done by Mac. This one was done by someone else, and it's a really good episode in the way it goes. It has some really good twists and turns. It doesn't run the way a typical like one would run. There's kind of like a begrudging love interest between her and this police officer that becomes more involved along the way and kind of like wants to help her out, but she's always running because she knows he wants to save her. He's going to put her on a plane and get her the hell out of there. And she's always running from him. And it's really, really well done. There's some people that die in it that you're like, oh, no, I don't want to see this person die. But at the end of the day, it was an incredibly well done series. 6 episodes was the perfect length for this. Runs around 40 to 42 minutes per episode, so it's just a really nice story. And I'm going to say this right here, and a lot of people are going to say this is sacrilege, but I liked it better than both Wolf Creek films put together. They just did such a good job with the character, John Jarrett. They actually get into a little bit of of the history of Mac Taylor without ruining the character. Like, you can get into history and over-explain things and really ruin the character. No, they give us a little glimpse into younger Michael Taylor, and it's well done. It's you can see it coming. I could see it coming like a mile away, but it didn't take anything away from it because there was so much in this journey. There's so many different storylines and little things. Nothing seemed nothing seemed out of place. Nothing seemed added on or packed in. Never did I feel like I was watching any filler episodes or any filler time. All the side journeys just made it much more interesting and added more depth to the characters and added more to the narrative. I think it would have been a much more shallow story if it had just been her just going after Mac and that was it. But these side characters made along the way and what happens to them and awfully tragic things that happen to them, and not always by Mac, just makes it even better, in my opinion. Just knocks it out of the park. So there you go. If you have not seen Wolf Creek, the TV series, it's 6 episodes long. It's a fantastic watch during the Halloween month. You know you want to. You know you got to. It's a really, really good one. Wolf Creek, the TV series, that's in my spoiler theater for this week. And thank you guys so much for watching. I got a couple more things to tell you, so I'll be right back. But right now, that Irish cream hot chocolate, it's a calling me. I love Irish cream hot chocolate. Do I love it as much as tea? It's a close second. Anyway, guys, so we talked about Switch, Doom's coming out. We talked about NBA 2K18. You know, I want that. We talked about some retro gaming. How much I want some retro gaming consoles that are harder to find around here in retro games. We talked about Wolf Creek TV series. I highly recommend it. The Arrow announcement's a little disappointing for me, but I know that some of my UK friends there are going to be really glad about Carrie, for instance. And we talked about a bunch of other stuff along the way, and we took some side trips. We went down some different roads. So I hope that's been as fun for you as it is for me. We talked about how disappointing the No Mercy pay-per-view was. Yeah. We really hoped it was better. And we said happy birthday to my better half in the comment section down below. It is coming up on October month, so we're going to be getting into like... I'm going to be traveling a little bit during October, but I'm going to try and do as many videos and reviews as I possibly can. If anybody wants to send me something like through October, whether it be in any format, whether it be Blu-ray, VHS, DVD, Laserdisc, and horror, and they want me to unbox it or review it, greatly appreciate. You know, obviously it's not something that you need to do. Greatly appreciate if you do. The media library is always definitely open for new material, and thank you to everybody that's already done that and has actually sent things my way. I very much appreciate that, and you guys are awesome. You guys are fantastic, and you keep me going here with this stuff. So, guys, I am so excited to actually travel. So hopefully my travel will go okay, and I'll get out of here on Tuesday, and I'll be gone for about a week. There's some stuff there. I'm hoping to get some filming done while I'm out there, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see what it can show you. See if there's any like stores or movies or just cool stuff. I'm going into a place called Geek Market more than likely. Hopefully we're going to get over there. If we do, then I'll see if I can get some footage there as well. So guys, and if you have been in the Ottawa area before and you know some really cool stores that are still there, that have like movies and stuff like that, if you know the Ottawa area and you want to give me some suggestions in the comment section down below, feel free to do so. I really appreciate it. I like commenting to my messages here, actually on here itself. I was asked by Chris if I had like a kind of like a movie list with all my films on it, in case somebody did want to donate to the media library. I don't have a movie list. I thought about putting like, I've got wish lists from Amazon, stuff like that. I thought about putting that out there down the road. But right now, surprise me. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great evening. I'm just going to go finish my hot chocolate. Although it's normally time for tea, it's a little later in the night. I don't think I can do any more tea tonight because the hot chocolate, another reason I'm having that chocolate is I've had a bit of the cold recently. And gotta keep the throat going good, especially when you're traveling. Because I usually, if I'm going to get sick, if I'm going to get like feeling crappy, it's going to happen when I travel. It happens too often. So here I am, new haircut, shaved down a bit, still getting used to that. I'll let it, basically I want to shave it down so I can just kind of grow it out a little bit more. Actually, when I shaved it down yesterday, it was actually a lot less than this. And I was freaked out a bit. I really was. But overnight, yeah, my beard actually grows pretty fast. Unfortunately, other hair in my body really doesn't. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm the Movie Prof. I'm Aaron. I have had a fantastic time talking to you guys tonight. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Please, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you know when my next videos are coming out. Because, hey, most of the time, even I don't know that. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a wonderful evening. Share your passion with whatever you love, movies, cinema, your better half, books to the world, and make the world a better place that way. Have a great evening.